Good morning and welcome to 59 Minutes. My name is Levi Kones. I don't know whether you are somebody who has a debt of any kind, mobile money debts, bank debts, SACCO debts. A debt that involves, an institution, and perhaps they are already calling and looking for you to make payments on it. If you are such a person, this show is for you, because today we're going to be talking about how you can be able to pay your debts without much pressure. Because sometimes the pressure on paying debts is so immense that it has made some people even to contemplate taking their own lives and to get into depression and things like that. To join me in that discussion is a gentleman who signed a project called the Mabestee project. He's from the company called the Mabestee Mtaani PLC. He's the founder. His name is KHAMEBA. Karibu sana.
Thank you so much.
Glad to have you here.
Thank you too. It's a pleasure being here as well.
Yeah.
I was looking forward to such welcoming.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's go to the beginning.
Yes.
Why did you start this company? What made you think, okay, we need to have a company like this?
First and foremost, I was in crisis myself. I remember back in 2006, I wanted to invest into a company, but I did not have enough funds. So I went to my big sister and I asked her, can you help me? And from there, I understood there's a big gap in terms of getting a loan that would be easy for you to pay. So from that point onwards, I began working towards slowly. Slowly, I worked towards getting to where we are today. Mabestee Mtaani has been coming for a long time. So I'm really glad that last year I was able to do the registration. So the company is a PLC, that means a public limited company. So it's a fully registered company, operational, and we are currently running a project called Project Lipa Deni.
Yeah, but even in your own personal struggle with your debt, what did you think, this company was coming to help solve? Like, what was happening?
Yeah. Today, as we speak, we have many cases of suicide related to financial stress.
Yeah.
So with that, it really gave me the motivation of actually going towards and trying to help as much as possible. You realize right now there's no company or there's no organization coming in to help, especially people who are taking debts, who are taking loans, who have debts and are unable to pay. So this is actually the motivation behind all
the
this.
only organizations coming in are auctioneers.
Yeah, except the auctioneers.
Yeah.
And they're very glad to do
And
so.
they're coming to finish the job.
Oh, yes. And clear the tables,
Yeah.
It's very unfortunate because as we speak, I'm sure we've all witnessed the latest incident that involved, was it Karo Kangongo?
Kangogo.
Yes. It was all because of debts. So you can see how much of a grave situation is here in Kenya.
Yeah.
So we the Project Lipa Deni is actually trying to come in and solve that particular gap.
Yeah. Statistically speaking,
Yes.
how bad is the debt issue?
There's a lot. Like let's say, for instance, 83% of Kenyans get access to loans, both mobile and the bank. So with that alone, we have a total of nearly 58% of Kenyans actually going into either commit suicide, do crimes just because of the loans. They're affecting them to that extent. So the numbers are actually rising. So we have a lot. A lot.
How much of us do you think actually don't actually service the loans?
I think a good number, 70%. 70%.
Of us have a problem with the servicing of the state loans.
And that's a very big number, you can imagine.
Yeah.
We're talking about millions of Kenyans.
And it's been easy because a lot of mobile money apps have come up, especially,
And they're making it so easy for people. That's a big challenge there, because making it easy does not actually solve everything, because there's a gap, especially when it comes to financial literacy.
Yeah.
People don't understand, if you take this loan, something might happen and you may not be able to pay. So taking loans with such cautions is actually not very much practiced in Kenya. Yeah. And the problem is not just here in Kenya. Actually, it's there was an interview I was there was a documentary I was watching about Indonesia and Asia, some Asian countries where people are really committing suicide just because of the debts they have. So it's actually a big problem, affecting a big number of people.
It's a big problem.
So money lending is becoming very easy. So that means Now we have to deal with a whole new problem.
Yeah, and the methods of collection are very harsh.
They are very harsh. They are very harsh. I believe one incident also I can mention is I was riding in Amboda some time back, and the guys told me there's a big financial institution helping out with loans, but they don't hesitate. If you miss a day, 2, 3, the following thing you will see is they will come pick up whatever asset they have, if it is a car or a motorbike, and after 3 days, if you don't pay, they sell it. So you can imagine, and yet you went through the process of going through it. So it's actually getting really hard on Kenyans. And there's a crisis because there's going to be some very big challenge that the government will have to deal with.
There is a crisis.
There is.
So your company, you formed this company.
Yes.
In your mind, what did you want to do?
What I want to do is help as many Kenyans as possible. But I know I can't do it alone.
Yeah, by paying off their debts for them?
Yes, we want to pay their debts. And the only thing we'll be asking, maybe people would want to say, utatulipia loan alafu. You know, people always have that question whenever we approach them.
Well, of course, we are skeptical.
Yeah, we are. And it is understandable because of what we are going through in Kenya. It's very understandable. So we can't...
plus we've been conned a lot as Kenyans.
Oh, yes. Even me, I've been conned a lot. And I wouldn't just go into any company blindly. But we have an assurance for everyone out there, including the people who will be well-wishers, who would want to maybe join us in this particular course. And we have made it easier to pay the loans. One, it's free. We will pay it for free. The only charge we have, we can say, is a surcharge. It's just something to support the volunteers who will be helping running things on the ground. We are hiring close to 4,000. We have the numbers. We're hiring about 4,700 volunteers, and we will be paying them 3,000 every week. So we're also creating jobs while we are trying to help as many Kenyans as possible. So because of that, we will be asking 75 shillings every week. That is the only charge we are going to charge.
75 shillings from who?
From, we call them beneficiaries. Beneficiaries are those people who come in and say, Niko na loan, how will I pay it? I want you guys to help me pay, so we will pay your loan, but we will ask you to just help the volunteers on the ground.
So take us through the process. How does this work? What if I have a loan of 40,000 shillings? You know, for example, how are you going to help me pay that? I come and give you the 75 bob alafu.
One, we have a registration process, which takes details, both your names, probably even the ID, reason being because of communication between us and the bank or the money lenders. And once the registration is done, because during the registration, we will ask how many loans you have, and we will give you those lots so that you can indicate if it is a bank, if it is a loan, if it is a SACCO, if it is any other kind of loan, we have provisions for that. So once we have established the total number of your loans and taken all your details, because in the details, we also take the full details of where you borrowed, so that we wire money directly to that particular money lender. So we will not give you the money, we will pay directly. So that is the only process. Once you're done with that, the only terms is just help us help the volunteers on the ground by doing the 75 shillings every week.
You know, a lot of people are watching this and just thinking, it sounds too good to be true.
It's true.
What's in it for you?
For me?
Because basically you'd just be giving money out.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
I think what is in it for me is, first of all, helping my fellow Kenyans. Because right now, as we speak, no one is going to wait for the government to come and sort your problems. So sometimes it's just up to us, we as fellow Kenyans, to saidiane too, you know. But the other thing in it for us as Mabestee Mtaani is creating faith. Because we have future projects that we would want people to believe we can do them. So for them to have the faith to work with us, we first have to deal with the problems that are actually affecting them right now.
Yeah.
So that's what is...
You don't feel like you'd end up at a point where you'd be overwhelmed because, you know, so many people have loans.
It's true. We may be overwhelmed, but we will
If we bring all our loans to you...
they will be in millions, eh? No, billions.
Billions.
But we know...
They said 14 million Kenyans are on CRB.
That is true.
14 million of us.
So if it is just the number of people who have borrowed, it's 40 million. You can imagine the money involved. So... we are glad because we are tackling a bigger challenge that people might feel like this one hapana, hamtawezana. But that is actually to tell us, ukiwa peke yako, you can't manage it. we have to work together. So in all this, we're also trying to make people understand, if we pull ourselves together, we can really do a lot of things.
Yeah.
And we believe the level of transparency and the mechanism we have put in place will actually make everyone be, one, fully participated in every process of what we are doing, and also accountability levels will be heightened. So it will bring more to the table than just say, we will pay your loan. Yeah.
There are people who have had loans who are in, a very bad place in terms of they're being called all the time. They have a difficult time even keeping their phone loans because the guys are just incessantly calling.
It's true. It's true.
I
can say we've had a good number of people calling us, and they say, I'm going to commit suicide tomorrow. If you guys can't help us today, if you guys can't help me today, I'm going to commit suicide tomorrow. We've had people from the forces, we've had people even from the banking industry, to be very shocking, who are in such crisis. They want even to quit their jobs. We've had to intervene in between. We told them, no, this is what we're going to do. We will help. And before we begin helping register, while you're registering, we will get in touch with your lender so that we ease the process of you getting called. So we are really trying as much as we can, not just promising, but also being part of the solution by working with you. So in all this, we ease the burden so that you don't get called all the time. We will be called.
And this requires a lot of rapport with the lenders. How are you going about that? And some lenders, are not exactly gentlemen.
Oh, but it's easy for them, especially if you're telling them you're going to pay the loans. They want people who want to help. So actually, they are really welcoming the move. Because as we speak, we are working with nearly all of them towards getting all the data, and then we begin the process of just helping as many Kenyans as possible. So they're also working with us as well as we speak. So it's actually becoming something very fruitful. So we are going to have some very good success turnaround out of this. So you see, we are not working alone. So even the bank and the SACCOs and any other, all the money lenders are working with us, because also they need their money back. So if we are giving them a solution for paying back, they are welcoming it very well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't you feel like you would be opening a Pandora's box in that if we know that you are, how you have a company and you're trying to pay people's loans, tomorrow I'll just go default on my loans and just bring them to you?
No, we have a criteria also we go through while we do the registration. And then because we keep a lot of records. All the transactions and the details of every member, we keep them. So it means it's very easy for us to track. If we have paid for you, we will put you at the end of the line, so that even if you take another loan, you have to wait for all the 40 million Kenyans who we have to pay for. And
will it be helpful to teach people how to go about the process of paying their loans? Because, also, if you pay my loan, I learn nothing from the process.
It is true. It is true. We are working with two organizations. One, to train the people to understand how you need to borrow and what you need, all the guidelines that are required. Those, just for the sake of literacy, so that in future people understand, do not just take a loan at the Mabestee Mtaani will pay for you, will pay the loan back for you. No, we want to make sure people understand there are also pros and cons. If you go and take a loan, it's on your own. If we pay for you once, we may not be able to pay for you the other time, but it will take long. Even if we pay for you back, it will take long. So we want everyone to understand everything has consequences. So the literacy, especially with those people who are doing the mobile banking, most of them are the ones who are illiterate about the financial implications of taking loans.
What's your cap on how much you can pay?
We don't have a cap. You give us what you have. If you have 10 million, you tell us. If you have 3, you tell us. If you have 100, you tell us. We are open because we know we want to help.
What if you find a guy like me who, clearly looks like he can pay some amount of money?
Oh, we have a criteria. We have.
But for now, I just want to offset niachie tu mtu alipe. But clearly, you can see I'm working. Maybe I even have a business going around, and maybe I could pay a loan, pole.
Yeah.
But because Mabestee Mtaani is here, I'm like, okay, watch our handle yote.
We are setting up 50 employees who will be working with us in terms of checking everything on the ground. Checking everything on the ground means they will be able to understand a particular individual because of the records we have.
So you're looking for people who are really needy, who really can't pay a loan?
Not really needy, but as long as you pass a particular, some guidelines we have put in place, we'll be able to help, because we can't just dismiss anyone just because you look able. If loans are actually giving people headaches, both the people on the ground and the people who are on the high places, you know. I wouldn't want to go into details, but as long as it's something that is bothering you, we want to come in and help. Yeah, but we're also giving special attention to the special needs. We also, I didn't mention, we have a target. We want to work with the chiefs to reach, let's say, the people with the special needs, like the blind, you know, how do you call them?
The disabled. The
disabled, yes. Generally the disabled and the old people. Because most of them, we would want to deal with their problems directly with the help of the chief, not family members, because, you know, money could go into wrong places. So we also those kind of people, we are putting them as a high priority in terms of helping out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So how far spread are you now?
How far spread? We are in Mombasa, we are in, I can say from Mombasa to Kisumu to Kakamega. So the northern parts of Kenya we are yet to get there. But central, east and west, we are there. Yeah.
What do you think our patterns are towards borrowing?
Our patterns actually, I can't say they are very predictable, but I can say they are very worrying as we speak. Yeah. Because people are just taking loans, even for very petty things, and then they are finding themselves in problems. Yeah.
Yeah, because that's an entire lesson itself to try and teach.
Yeah, and that's why we will be working with the. We'll be offering trainings on the ground. So we have we have volunteers on each county. They will be heading counties for various projects. So in all those projects, there will be mostly trainings as well. So trainings will be something that we'll have to put a very key interest in it.
Okay.
Yeah.
We're going to take a quick break on that note. We are talking to Chris KHAMEBA from Mabestee Mtaani PLC on why he started the project Lipa Deni. We'll be right back after this message. Just don't go away.